For more on this, let's bring in Fox News contributor and former White House Deputy Chief of Staff Karl Rove. Catchy slogan that AOC's got there, fight oligarchy. It's kind of like fight anti-disestablishmentarianism. It just rings, comes off the tongue. But she is one of the most popular voices in the Democratic Party, along with people like Jasmine Crockett, Bernie Sanders. They're amplifying all of the losing issues from November. And here's what you wrote in the Wall Street Journal on Wednesday. Resistance sings to the souls of left-wing Democrats, but it's dead end. It's a dead end. Wiser Democrats know their party must pivot in word, deed, and tone to a more centrist, constructive approach. What does all of this portend? Because it's never too early to talk about an election for the midterms, Karl.
Yeah. Well, it could be that we see, the Democrats self-destruct. If they split among the AOC, Bernie Sanders types on one hand, and Chuck Schumer and more traditional Democrats on the other, it's going to hurt them at the polls. I mean, remember, what this is all about is AOC and Bernie Sanders wanted the Democrats to shut down the government. That's never been a winner for any party that's attempted to do that. Schumer did Democrats a favor by not shutting down the government and instead making certain that there were enough Democrats who voted to take up the continuing resolution to fund the government through the end of the fiscal year. So remember, Bernie, who has never run, incidentally, for senator as a Democrat, the only office he's ever run as a Democrat for is president. He runs as an independent Democratic socialist for the U.S. Senate from Vermont. What they wanted to do was shut down the government, and that's idiotic. They got deep, deep problems, and they are starting to wake to the fact that they do. Can I share a whiteboard with you?
Of course, of course.
Navigator Research is a Democrat firm that was hired by the House Democrats to look at attitudes in 62 battleground congressional districts. This is where the control of Congress is going to be decided. 55% said that the Democratic Party is about helping other people other than people like them. Only 27% said the Democratic Party cares about people like them. 39% said only 39 said the Democrats have the right priorities. 42 said that they share the values of American people. 39% say Democrats value work. Only 39%. The Republicans, they were trusted in the battleground district on inflation by 7 points and on the economy by 5. That is a terrible place for the Democrats to be in these battleground congressional districts.
Yeah.
On the other hand, not always good for the Republicans. The generic ballot was 42 Democrat, 40 Republican, even with the Democrats being in such bad shape. And it's because, they have some concerns about the Republicans as well. In 2020, the Republicans won the vote for the House by 2.8 points. So if they lose by 2 points, that's nearly a 5-point swing. We won by 5 seats in 2024. A 5-point swing would bury the Republicans in the House in 2026.
I think you might have gotten a new whiteboard there, Karl, a little bigger in nature and telling a good story there. And for all those reasons, this is why President Trump at the White House, we saw it live, he detailed why he thinks they're suffering because they're out of touch on multiple top issues for voters. Listen.
Now they have men playing in women's sports. They have transgender for everyone. They have open borders. They have all of their crazy policies that are, I think, 95-5, not 90-10, okay? And their new policy is, let's bring Trinidad back into our country. Let's bring the worst.
Yeah, I mean, in a fascinating interview with Mark Penn yesterday with Martha in the 3 o'clock hour, Mark was saying essentially that if the Democrats let AOC be the next leader of their party, they'll chase away every moderate Democrat, any moderate Democrat that they have left.
Oh, I think that's absolutely right. Look, as I said in my column yesterday in the Journal, this whole idea of resistance being the centerpiece of what Democrats are all about, that's not where the country is, and that's not where swing voters are. They want Democrats to stand up for traditional Democrat values, like, helping people that are truly in need. But they want all this goofiness and the belligerence of the progressive left has turned off a great many Democrats as well as swing voters, and that's who they need to win in 2026. And this divide between the AOCs and the Schumers, between the Bernie Sanders and the Congressman Crow, whom you just featured a few moments ago, the divide between those two wings of the Democratic Party are going to be really difficult to bridge.
All right. Well, Karl, thank you for being with us. You got a new whiteboard. I've got one, too, and mine says, have a good weekend, Karl.
You too, John. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Geez, I